Hey, I'm Carmen, and welcome to Myo Life. That's short for My Outrageous Life, which is exactly the kind of life I get to live since I found the courage to ditch dental hygiene and build a life I'm bonkers about as a myofunctional therapist and entrepreneur. Here you will find all the things myo, business, and how to build a life that you too are bonkers about. I'm very happy you're here. Shall we dive in? You've done the training, you've got the passion, you even have told some people what you're doing, but somehow your calendar is still wide open, and the only thing showing up in your inbox, my friend, is crickets. If that's where you are right now, I see you, and I want you to know it's not because of what you're doing, it's because of what you're not doing. In this episode, we're kicking off a conversation I'm calling From Crickets to Clients, and I'm breaking down the 3 fastest, simplest ways to get your first paying myo client without a fancy website, a big audience, or another training. These are the exact things that I teach inside the Ditch Hygiene Academy, and they work. So if you are tired of wondering when this thing is going to finally take off for you, grab a pen or open the Notes app in your phone. This one's for you. Let's get into it. So one phenomenon that I'm seeing with some of my students is that they expect just because they are learning from me, then they are automatically guaranteed success. And you might have heard me say this before, but this is not Field of Dreams, my friend. Just because you build it does not mean that they will come. Yes, I have had a 6-figure business from my very first full year in business. Yes, I had to figure it all out because my training sucked. Yes, I teach you everything that I did to get where I am to today, but that doesn't guarantee your results. What guarantees your results is that you do things. So in this episode, we are going to dive into 3 things that you need to do to get your first client and fill your calendar with as many clients as you want, okay? The first one, my friend, is believe. This is a biggie, and believing that this job is never done. I even have to work on this from time to time. You have to have 4 beliefs to easily start and grow your business. This was a concept that was taught to me years ago by one of my business trainers, and now is something that I teach to all of my students. You have to believe in yourself, in your product, your people, and your offer. And if you waffle in any of these areas, then your clients are easily going to feel your energy. So for example, one of the areas that my students struggle with is the belief that they can actually be successful. And it's not even about the business stuff either. Everyone can learn how to connect your bank account to your bookkeeping software. Everyone can learn how to improve their marketing message. Everyone can learn how to make an estimated quarterly tax payment to the IRS. What they are questioning is whether or not they can actually be successful. They don't believe in themselves. So before you work on the next 2 things that I'm going to teach you, you got to get yourself right with your beliefs. I believe in myself, and I know that I can and I will figure things out. I also have evidence that I can and I will. Okay? You're a hygienist. You know that you can figure things out. You know that you can do hard things. But believing, you got to do it, my friends. So get right in the cabeza with your beliefs. Number 2 is to start having conversations with people. Hard stop. Okay? You have to do this. First, I want you to start with who you know. So everybody is worried about gaining followers and getting an audience, but what about the people who you have closest to you? Do your friends and family know exactly what you do and who you help? I'm going to say this, and it might be kind of a bold statement, but usually your first few clients are already in your sphere. They're already in your world. They might be in your hygiene chair. They might be your friends. They might be in your circle. You just haven't told them that what you're offering in a way that feels confident and clear, and they can understand it. So, can Auntie Myra tell Jean at church that you work with people who have sleep apnea and that you could probably help her husband George get some decent advice? Can your fifth grader explain to Miss Lucy in the lunchroom that his mom helps children who don't sleep good and who have behavior issues? Can your husband explain what myofunctional therapy is to the guys in the lunchroom? This is kind of a funny thing because as I'm batching these, we are currently moving across the country. So our house is for sale and we've been showing it. I listened to my husband tell somebody the other day during the showing what I did because they came into my office and they saw all of my equipment. And so they said, what does your wife do? Is she a podcaster? So he said, no, she's a myofunctional therapist. And she works with people who have tongue ties, who snore, have sleep apnea. She works with people who mouth breathe and have digestion issues. I mean, he explained it so good and in terms that a fifth grader could understand. And these people were like, oh my gosh, they immediately thought of somebody in their lives that I could help. Okay. So this is a biggie. Another one example that I like to talk about is like when you go to mail kits, okay? Can you answer questions to the postal employees about the kits you're mailing? I have had more conversations in the post office when I'm there mailing kits. This is low-hanging fruit, my friends. Grab it. Stop stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. These people need your help. They know people who need your help, and they're going to be the easiest and most likely to work with you without too much effort, okay? So that's really important. Also, if you get amazing results for friends and family, they are going to sing your praises to other people who are then going to want to work with you. This is growing your business organically by word of mouth. My friend, it's free marketing. Get amazing results for people. They're going to tell other people, okay? So your homework is to back the truck up and make sure that everyone knows what you're doing and who you're serving, okay? Don't hide behind this dirty little thing you're doing. We're not peddling perfume. We're not selling makeup. Be proud of what you're doing. You are a business owner. Say it loud and proud. Don't hide behind excuses that you're not ready, okay? If you do not get out of your comfort zone, you will never be ready. You can make a quick post on your social media, and those 872 friends that you have so diligently connected with, tell them what you're doing and open the door for conversations, okay? Then move on to the next thing so you don't screw up the conversation. When they start messaging you, make sure that you know about your offer, okay? So that's the next thing. Get crystal clear on your offer. So I call this kind of like step 2.5, okay? So the first one of step 2, having conversations, the first part of it was start with who you know, okay? So get that low-hanging fruit. And then 2.5 is to get crystal clear on your offer. So most of the time, people don't book because they don't understand what you actually do. And that's on us. That's on us. That's on you, not them. So the clarity framework that always works is this. I help who, okay, who's your who, with what, so that they can get whatever result, okay? So for example, I help tired kids and their exhausted parents sleep better using a therapy that improves how they breathe and swallow. Okay. Notice that I didn't say orofacial myofunctional therapy because jargon confuses. You might want someone to hear what you say and you do want somebody to hear what you say and then go, oh, I need that. Okay. You don't need a website. You don't need branding. You need one clear sentence that helps people get it. And from there, know how much your offer is. This is your pricing. How much is an exam? How much are your services? Many of my students have trouble setting their prices because they don't believe in their services and they're not sure that they're actually even going to work. So my friend, it only takes a little bit of research to discover, to go read up on that, how amazing myofunctional therapy is and that it helps people, okay? So if that's something that you're feeling like, well, it's hard for me to set my prices because I really, truly don't understand how life-changing this is, go do some research. You already know that. And obviously, if you're in my program, you really know that. And remember that one of the belief principles is belief in your prices. So here's the thing. I don't know anything about you or your training, but if you didn't train with me, you might not believe in your prices. You might not have confidence that anyone will pay you thousands of dollars for you to offer them the transformation of a lifetime. You have to know your offer so that when you start having conversations, you know the answers. So work on your pricing. We will talk about this in an upcoming episode about setting your prices. But in the meantime, you need to find what I call your happy pricing. So this is above your resentment level and below your freak out level. So once you know all the details about your offer, then you can confidently offer your services to people who need you. For example, if I was talking about my offer, it might sound like this. I work with tired, puffy, fluffy, anxious women who have a desire to improve their sleep, stress hormone levels, and digestion. I do that in either 6 or 12-month programs. I don't just throw my prices out there because I don't know anything about the person yet. But if they ask or if they continue to, have to really be focused on the price, I would say package pricing depends upon your needs and goals for therapy, and they range from, say, $3,200 to $5,000. Okay. So I don't specifically tell somebody an exact price because I have had that burn me before. I think somebody would be great in an easy 6-month program, and then they come to me and they have diagnosed sleep apnea. They're going through expansion. Their path is going to be anything but linear. And then I feel really bad of having talked with them about a 6-month program when they truly need a 12-month program to meet their goals of therapy, okay? But I know all about that. So when you have your offer and it's crystal clear and you believe in it, that's the other thing, is you have to believe in it. Because if you're meeting people and you do not think that your services are worth the $3,200 that you're charging, they're going to mirror that back to you. They're going to feel that energy from you, and they're not going to believe that it's worth it for them either. Okay. And then the third step is to show up where your people already are. So now that you know who you're helping, what you offer, the final piece is visibility. So it's not about going viral. It's about being findable. You want to know where your easy peasy dreamy clients are. Okay. These people are also known as your ideal customer avatar. And then you show up there. Okay. So whether this is like local Facebook mom groups or your hygiene practice or your own social media or in your community, again, using an example of women that I help. Okay. If I were building a brick and mortar practice, I would be doing workshops at local gyms, chiropractor offices, maybe physical therapy, doctor's offices, any place where wellness minded women are going to be hanging out, okay? And even better, my ideal audience is, more of a middle-aged, over 35, over 40 professional women that are concerned with their health, their sleep, their digestion, that kind of stuff. But also, if you think about that category of women, professional women, they also have disposable money, okay? They have money to spend on themselves and they're willing to. So like I'm just thinking something here in my town, they recently have like the flying bungee workouts, which are not cheap. But there's a whole room full of women that are spending money to go to these expensive classes. I might be doing a workshop there too. So that's where you want to get to where your people are. Okay. So my friend, you have homework. Let's recap the 3 fastest ways to find your first paying client. Number 1, first, you have to believe. Okay. Number 2, have conversations. And that also includes getting crystal clear on your offer. And then 3, you have to show up where your people already are. Okay, that's it, my friend. If this episode lit a fire under you, I want to get something into your hands that will help you take action right now. I have a guide called 10X Your Myo Leads this month, and it is packed with 3 practical ideas that you can start doing tomorrow to increase your leads. So if this episode helped, take a screenshot, share it on your stories, tag me. Let's help other people get those crickets turned into clients. You can, wherever you're listening to this, we'll make sure that there's a link for this free guide. Otherwise, my friend, that is a wrap. I will see you again soon for more Myo business goodness. And until then, go build a life that you are bonkers about. Bye for now.